Dustin, what was your favorite moment of this game? If you had to kind of give out a gold medal, a trophy, to a moment in this game, what would that be?
It's too hard to pick like one, but I'm going to go, I've been thinking about it for the last 30 minutes basically. Like, I don't know, there's this and that, and like a list of like 12 different things like right off the top of my head. But on the Texas and the hatred type side, whenever Avery Benson
that's
the game, we gave him as loud a booze as we gave Chris Beard, but then he jacks up a three and completely misses it horribly.
Choke.
And we all cheered so freaking loud at how horrible he was. Oh, it was an amazing sight to like make sure we're like, hey, we didn't forget that you also and you're a garbage basketball player anyway.
Go with my next one, which was that McCullough three at the end of the half that, has been circulating through Twitter all day with his little strut that he had after.
Yes.
Loose. McCullough. Three from McCullough.
Right into swag surfing, which we tweeted out was properly timed swag surf.
Was I was actually scrolling through Twitter, and I was like, and that was the fucking perfect swag. And then like literally, I think like a second before I finished that tweet, y'all had it already out. I'm like, fuck yes, they're at the game and they're on top of the tweets. Jackson, if you had to pick a moment, man, what would you think is yours?
It's funny because we're each like taking ours as we go along because that was going to be mine. It was just the way I've never seen a guy like pimp a three like that and time it perfectly. It's like he knew they were going to call a timeout or something because he hit it and then he immediately started going into like his like deer bounce, like deer strut, like bounce, and he looks right at the camera, dude. It was I almost
showmanship
like
at his
best. It was like rehearsed. Like I'm like, dude, he practiced that. Like it was just too perfect, and he's got his tongue out. It was such a like he's clowning him. It was so great. But if if not that one, I would say at the end, whenever Warren got the steal and the dunk to really just put it to bed, that moment to me was you knew it was over and it was the nail in the coffin, and we didn't really have a ton of like big dunks in this game. And so that was the one fast, steal breakaway, and then that was the backbreaker. It was over after that.
We'll get this back down to single digits. Instead, Damian Warren says, "No, you won't."
Mine was kind of simple, but it was just like whenever O'Banner hit his fifth three-pointer, and I was like, these are just going to keep going in for him. Like, holy shit. We never have a guy hot at the three-point line like that, ever. And this was the night for that to come out. I fucking loved it.
Open look, O'Banner bouncing around and in.
Who do you think really stood out as far as like a kind of best player award kind of thing, if you will?
It was the Kevin O'Banner game. Finally, we've been waiting on him to make like more than 1 3 in a game. And when you're a career 40-some% 3-point shooter and you've been shooting 30% all year, you know that trend's going to start to tip the other way at some point. And he was hitting everything. He had a heat check 3 at one point that he drained and made the place go nuts again. And then the 2, bouncing ones, like that second one that hit the back and then just walked in. You're like, you knew that was one of those moments, watching a game when your team gets that bucket, like, we're not losing this.
I'll go with the guy who probably had the most hatred in his heart for the other side, and that's Kevin McCullough, man. We've heard some things that maybe his and Beard's relationship not very great last year, and I think he was extra motivated last night to get that dub. And he had a couple rough games there offensively. When you think back to Kansas, even Mississippi State, he only had 2 points. So he comes out, has 19 points. He keeps getting Texas guys to draw fouls on him. He was living at the free throw line. Has that huge three that we talked about earlier. And then, of course, ended the half with that nice drive and layup. So ultimately, like, his offensive game was clicking. And you know what you're getting from him every single night defensively. Like, you're getting one of the best defenders in all of college basketball. And so when he gets both sides working, he's an amazing player, and he had that going last night. So
he's up in the discussion every game, Bryson Williams. I mean, he had a quiet 16. He's just, dude, what he's been able to do, and I think Adams touched on it. They're like, man, we almost take him for granted now because he just every game he has a significant game, but it's so regular now that it's just kind of like, oh yeah, he had 16, it's whatever. Marco Santos Silva really kind of got us going in this game. I mean, he had like 2 tip-ins. One of them, I saw a picture, a highlight where it's literally him and 4 UT dudes around him, and he somehow snakes in there and like tips it in. For what he brings to the table, I thought he played excellent defense. He had those tip-ins. He was kind of that high-energy player. I mean, he came in there and was really brought energy and was able to shift momentum at times and kind of gave you that spark when guys were missing bunnies, missing layups. He was still around the rim, getting rebounds, being active, getting tip-ins. And I think MSS just had he's had a lot of good games recently. I mean, we have one of the best front courts in the country right now, man, with him and Bryson and Bacho and O'Banner. These dudes are night in and night out giving you a lot of good minutes.
Yeah, I wanted to shout out another guy you kind of wrote down there, Malik Wilson. I thought, he's a guy I think we weren't necessarily sure of. It kind of took him a little bit to figure out his role, and then, of course, he got hurt, and so he hasn't been healthy. And I think he's back to that full health, and his defensive presence has been impressive to me. He has about 3 or 4 times a game where he strips somebody clean or causes them to turn the ball over. Like, he's just so good defensively, and then kind of whatever you get from him offensively, like, you'll take it. But I thought since he's gotten back to full health, he's been a big contributor for us these last few games. And so that's just another guy on your bench that you have. It's just crazy how deep this team is and how every single guy gives you something. You don't lose shit when you take a guy out. Like, it's just consistency with every single guy. It's crazy.
He's got amazing vision on defense too, man. I mean, that guy, he makes reads on steals where, like, the dude hasn't even on the other team hasn't even put the ball down yet to dribble, and he's already making a move to where he thinks he's going to go. And I couldn't agree with you more. Actually, I wrote him down because his defense, him and Warren both, I'll say, I am always so impressed.
Love
their
them.
on ball and off ball defense. Their hands are quick. They get steals. They're scrappy. And, I mean, like you said, night in and night out, this team's so deep. You go to any of these guys on the bench, and you're going to get great play.
Catch y'all at the next tailgate.